Let's get into how to start a GoFundMe campaign from scratch. So you can use GoFundMe to raise money for causes that you care about. It could be for a charity, it could be for yourself, it could be a friend or a family member. You can use GoFundMe to basically raise money for a cause, as well as many other different things, like for a nonprofit, emergency fund, for a business even. If you are a newlywed, you want to raise money for travel expenses, education. There's so many different ways that you can use GoFundMe. And kind of what I want to get into today is the step-by-step process where you can actually go out there and you can start your own campaign. You can watch my screen as I go out there and I create my own project. So I'm going to just use my own email address for today's video. We're going to use my name, which is Salvador Brigman, my email address, which we'll have as my company email here, and a password. Say next. We started our GoFundMe campaign. So the first step here is to decide how much money you want to raise. Now, most GoFundMe campaigns will raise about $1,000 to $1,500 successfully. That's like the average raise, I would say, maybe even around $900. The campaigns you see in the media that are tens of thousands of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars, those are really not the norm. However, there are some techniques and strategies that you can employ to actually raise in those larger sums, which I'll get into towards the end of this video. For now, I'm just going to say $1,000. You really want to think about your need and also the ability that you have to command your social capital, your social network. Are you willing to share this campaign, etc.? The campaign title is the next thing. Limit it to 50 characters here. This is probably the most important thing that you're going to have, because this is the first thing that people see that you are raising money for. Just because we're doing this kind of off the cuff, I'm just going to say for education and training for university. Now, I would think a little bit more about this title. I would actually spend some time writing different types of titles, because remember, this is the first thing people are going to see. I'm just kind of doing this off the cuff here. Are you deciding to raise money for yourself or someone else or for a nonprofit? This is going to affect the amount of fees that you pay on GoFundMe, so make sure you are accurate here. For now, I'm going to raise money for myself. Enter your zip code. Your zip code I'm going to have as my LLC is in Massachusetts, so that's where I'm going to put that here. Choose the category. Where is it that you're, what category are you going to be launching this campaign under? Is it for education? Is it for a mission trip, medical expenses, volunteer work? Try to choose an accurate category here. So this is education and learning that we're doing. And in addition, inviting a team of people to help you around this, to help you with this campaign. You're going to raise far more money if you launch with a team than if you do as an individual. However, if you don't have a team, obviously, you're going to have to choose the individual there. You can also learn a bit more about that and also about the privacy and terms. So like right here, this will have more about the responsibility you would share. You can motivate your team. You can track team members, that kind of stuff. But for now, we're just going to choose an individual, and then you will click next. So to get started, the first thing is that you have to upload a cover photo or a video, or you can have a YouTube video or a Vimeo video. Now, this could be for like a lot of different stuff. I would recommend having a video to explain what it is that you are raising money for. This is going to be a surefire way to connect with your audience. It shows you there's more trust and credibility. You can also obviously have like just a photo. That's probably the easiest way, but a high quality video will actually allow you to tell your story. So if I went here, let's just say clone this here, duplicate, and I went into my YouTube channel, my other YouTube channel, Life of Freedom. This is a YouTube channel I have where I talk about online business. It's a little bit different from my crowdfunding channel because it gets more into like how to launch a blog, how to have an online business, and I also share different videos that I have here from my personal life. So like one is I found my birth mother in El Salvador. That's a recent really big event in my life. So I'm just gonna for showing you guys, I'll have that video here. So let's just say I'll add this YouTube link. Click continue. This is the video I wanted, and I'll click continue. Now, that's the first thing that people are going to see, the headline and the video. So if you are trying to raise money for education, the video should be about the story of what it is you're going to do with your education. Are you going to become a doctor and then go back to a poor and impoverished community and help out that community? Why is it that you want to do this thing? Why is this important? Why must this happen? And tell that story. If you are suffering from something like cancer or you're suffering from other medical ailment, tell the story of how that happened and why it is that this is now a last resort for you. The story is what is going to capture people's attention, and the video or the image actually tells that story. Now, in addition to the video or the image, you also then have the story here. So this, I'm just kind of creating this on the fly here, but let's just say, I have my video here, Finding My Birth Mother. This is an education related to campaign. Let's just say I want to raise money to help a classroom of kids in El Salvador get access to books. So you get in here with your story and start to explain why it is that you're raising money. So education in El Salvador is horrible. Many children do not have access to simple materials like books and computers. This limits their ability to impact their communities and grow in a future career. You want to think a little bit about, when it comes to your story, why is it that people would care? Why is it that people who support this campaign are going to care about this horrible thing that happened? So when it comes to El Salvador, let's just say, why is it that people would want to support this project and give kids books or literature that they can then use to improve themselves? Maybe it's because having that is actually going to be the next wave in terms of making El Salvador go from a third world country to a first world country. It's going to make the people there more resilient and able to do different things, like maybe try to change the system or to educate their peers or to uplift other people. Like, you want to think about how your story, not only what it is that you're trying to raise money for, but how that impacts other people. And as well, a stranger coming to this campaign, why should they care? So I'd recommend writing about 800 words. At the very least, I would have 400 to 500 words of your story. If possible, get to 800 words, and also have bolding. Have this is a great way to make things stand out. Make sure you link to key things or key facts. You could even talk about my story. Like, when I went back to El Salvador last year, I found it appalling that kids, and get into that, and then maybe link to a blog post that I wrote or an image from my Instagram or something like that to further tell and flesh out the story. And also, you can even have photos, or you can embed a video. You can embed a Facebook photo. You can add YouTube videos to further tell the story. You want to give people a sense that this is a real thing that is happening. You can preview this, and you'll see what the story, what the page will actually look like. So the GoFundMe campaign, you'd have this image of the video. You can see why this is so compelling. People can watch this. You would have the fundraising goal. People can easily donate or share it on Facebook. You get to see the person. You might also want to upload a photo of yourself so people know that this is an individual behind this. It also shows where they are. And then you have the story there. So you can see how having the video, and also if I was to include images or if I was to include video here, it would make it so much more emotionally engaging in telling that story and getting people to support this campaign. Let's just click next. And it's literally as simple as that. Like, how easy and how simple was that? Aside from me talking a little bit about like ways to maybe improve your project, it is so freaking simple to start your campaign. And also, after your first donation, you can set up withdrawals for your GoFundMe campaign. So next, they're going to show us how to actually share this thing. Sharing is the important thing, the important technique, if you will, the important strategy behind getting donations. You gotta give people confidence that you are a real person. You don't know, there's so many people in the world who have different needs. You have to show them that you are an actual real person, and also that by sharing this with your friends and family, that this is something that's important to you. So I could add my Facebook photo here. So this is the basic dashboard behind the GoFundMe campaign. It's very simple, very easy to see. And you can see here, even GoFundMe says that sharing on Facebook can increase your donations by as much as 350%. You have to share your GoFundMe campaign. This is how campaigns get funded. You can also see some of the donations that have come in. Different people that are leaving comments. You can have updates and these different things. You can post an update, which is basically like a blog post. You can also have a team of people that you invite and fundraise as a team. So this dashboard, I think, is pretty powerful. You can also share the campaign here. You can share it via text message, via email, etc. So I'd recommend making use of all of these. It's so important. Then you can also set up withdrawals once you have your first donation there. So setting up withdrawals, you just basically go through this information. You must set up a withdrawal after 30 days of receiving your first donation, or donations will be paused. You can go a little bit more and review this. Withdrawals to a bank account will start arriving in 2 to 5 business days after setup. And if you need someone else, you can also grant them solo access as part of the process. So this is super simple, really easy to set up. You can also just see here, if I was to click this view button here, it would take me directly to the GoFundMe campaign, and I'd be able to see this thing. We created this in like 5 minutes, in less than that. But the fact here, the important thing is that just because it's so easy to create a GoFundMe campaign doesn't mean that it's super easy to raise money. A lot of my students will launch a project, they'll put it together in 30 minutes, they'll throw it up, and they expect to get donations. That's not true. There is a proven path that goes into getting donations on GoFundMe, and a lot of that has to do with the actual storytelling, the written storytelling, and also how you go out there and you reach out to other people after you have published this campaign. So what I've done is I actually have a complete course that goes through this, and I call this course the Crowdfunding Cash Machine, because it is, from what I've discovered, proven techniques, resources, and strategies that you can use to get real donations to your campaign, from education, travel, etc. And I have a lot more information like getting into this and why this actually works. But basically, this is designed to give you the step-by-step process, but also a lot of the templates that you can use that are going to work to get you funding. So the first bonus that I include with this course is you get pro fundraising email templates. These are written and proven to work. You literally just have to copy and paste them and send them out to your friends, your family, your other connections, and you sound like a fundraising pro. It's awesome. And this is taken from literally campaigns that get donations, and you can use this verbiage, this wording, etc., these templates to send out to your friends and family. In addition, you get a fundraising checklist, all the different things you need to hit. I'm sure from this video that might have also thought of some things you maybe need to do in the future. So this is a very comprehensive course when it comes to GoFundMe, and it goes through the different reasons why people discover campaigns, how you can put your campaign in front of them and you can get donations from strangers, how you can get your friends and family to give you money, the foundations of good campaign, the tools you can use to accelerate this entire process, and also some of the bonuses that we talked about. And it's at a really affordable price, considering all the time that went into creating this course, all the things that I've discovered, all the great things that have been said. This is literally a steal, and I'm releasing it to you here. So I'm going to include a link down below where you can check out the Crowdfunding Cash Machine, this course, and it goes through more in depth the things you have to do to actually raise money, because publishing a campaign like this, there are so many GoFundMe campaigns out there. There's so many different people trying to raise money. You have to get yours to stand out, and I share with you a blueprint, if you will, to make that happen. Now, if you're a little bit strapped for cash and you're like, hey Sal, I can't afford that course, even like $50, it is not, that's out of my budget. Let me also share with you. So first of all, a really great resource that I put together is called Crowdfunding Personal Expenses. This is a book that I wrote. So this is a book called Crowdfunding Personal Expenses, and this is sort of the written version that goes into a lot of these techniques that work. And you can get a copy here on Amazon. A lot of people have said very nice things about it. You can get a copy on Kindle, you can get an audiobook, you can get a paperback if you want. So like if you can't afford the entire training modules that I put together for you, the fundraising blueprint blueprint, the actual email scripts that you can send, you can copy and paste, you can send to people and get funding. You can always pick up a copy of the Crowdfunding for Personal Expenses. This book is available on Amazon, very low cost. Get an audio version. You can listen to this on the go, in the subway, if you're walking to work, or, you know, and you're in the car. The other thing is, dive into my YouTube channel, because I got a whole playlist here on charity fundraising and GoFundMe. And a lot of these videos have gotten, you know, lots and lots of reception. You know, some of these over 100,000 views or 40,000 views. So I have worked hard to put out quality education. This is sort of the scraping the surface, the very basic level. And then my course will go further, more in depth. And these are the techniques that are proven to work to get you funding. So I hope you enjoyed today's YouTube video. I hope you go out there and you start your own GoFundMe page and you are successful. And also, you can leave a comment down below if you have any questions that I can help answer for you. Give me a thumbs up, let me know, and subscribe to this YouTube channel for more content like this.